is Chicago's very own WGN News.
Well, today, Australia's ban on some social media for children under the age of 16 takes effect. The goal is to safeguard kids from harms that come with social media, and that includes, of course, mental health. And Renee Engen is a professor of psychology at Northwestern University, joining us now to talk about the dangers that are posed online. Doctor, really glad to have you in. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so the idea here is unique, right? But it seems to have had universal support there in Australia. I'm curious about what you think of the government taking charge in a situation like this. Do you think it'll be effective?
It's an interesting idea, but like I always tell my students, whether it works, that's an empirical question. I'm glad to hear, though, that there's a whole team of really qualified researchers who are going to be collecting data throughout the process to try to figure out if the ban does help in the ways they're hoping it will help.
Well, it seems like it would be, I mean, I can't imagine a scenario where we would see a ban like that in the United States here, but what does your research tell you? How does it inform you about kids' mental health when it comes to all of these various platforms?
There are a few clear patterns in the research, and one is that it's evident that different social media platforms can have a negative impact on young people's mental health. It can affect rates of depression, anxiety. It can have a negative impact on body image, particularly for girls, for adolescent women as well. But it doesn't affect all kids the same. Not every platform is the same, and not every child's experience on those platforms is the same. It will depend what they're up to when they're using social media, not just whether they're using it.
Yeah, but the one thing that they do have in common is this algorithm that makes the young ones want to come back for more. Can you talk about the role that that plays in all of this and the safeguards that these platforms say they put into practice for kids?
I hear from young people all the time that they would like to stop using some of these platforms so much, but they feel like they can't. And some of that's peer pressure, of course, but some of it is these uniquely powerful algorithms. They target young people in ways that are designed to keep them from putting that phone or that other device down. And the truth is, this worries a lot of parents. I see Australia's ban really as a move on behalf of parents to help them regain a little control over who is shaping the values of their children and how they're doing it. Whether it works, we don't know. Of course, kids and teenagers especially are very good at finding ways to access things that we don't want them to access. We know that's true. But I don't think that means that we should just throw our hands up and say it's too difficult a problem to solve.
Well, parents, let's talk about the role they play in all of this. Delaying any social media for young ones, that seems like a wise place to start. But what about the teenagers? Do you think it's just too late to put the genie back in the bottle? Or what is your advice for parents who are trying their best to try to manage this front?
Well, I suspect many teenagers will find ways around the ban,
Right.
like you suggest. But a lot of what parents wrestle with is this hesitance to try to stop their children from engaging in quite so much screen time, quite so much social media use, because a teenager will say, well, all my friends are doing it. Everyone else is doing it. So in part, what this ban might do is really give a lot of teenagers who actually might like to step back from some of the social media use an easier way to do that. When you don't feel like you're going to miss out, when you don't feel like it's your only way to connect with your peers, you might be able to let go of it a little more easily and maybe not fight with your parents quite so much about that topic.
All right, Dr. Renee Engen, we're going to have to leave it there at Northwestern. Thank you so much for helping us manage our way through this.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.